Hello guys, welcome back to another Seki's Reef video. Today we're going to be doing a 7-month update on this little tank here. So without further ado, let's get into the video. And oh yeah, let me do a water change. So this is the aquarium when I'm doing a water change. You can see I do quite a heavy amount. Looks like nearly about 50% there. So I do that every week, just drain it out, you know how it works, into the jerry cans and then fill it back up with fresh salt. But as you can see, when all the flows off, it's just so peaceful and nice. Like the torch coal, it's just rarely moving. Real grammar, he comes out a lot when the flow's off. You can see he just darts around. So here now, this is just a quick top-down view of the aquarium. It's really cool to see it. The level coal's exposed to air right now, but I'm focusing on the torch. The glare from the light as well, kind of blocking it. You can see the trumpet coral. You can see it's growing nicely there. It's growing towards the light. We've got the frog spawn. It's doing really well. Then we've got the gorgonian and the mushroom. So it's doing really well. The only thing I think that's not really getting enough light is this hammer coral, because when I look up here you can kind of see it gets blocked by that ledge, but then again it looks like it's doing okay. It's getting enough light, as you can see. So yeah, that's basically what I do when I do water change. So let's just fill this tank back up. Okay, so now we have done a water change, we can start with the update. So let's start off with showing you the new corals that are added in this aquarium. You can probably see them already. We've got up here, we've got a pink gorgonian coral, if it focuses. There we go. So this coral, pretty easy coral to care for. The pink ones are the ones that get food from the light. So if you don't want to go into an NPS coral just yet, because they are probably very hard to keep air, so if you want to get a gorgonian, make sure you get the pink one, because they're very easy to care for, because they get most of their food from the light. And then just underneath that you can see we've got the Iron Man mushrooms. That guy's just expanding well there. Probably going to see it split and spread soon, because it looks like it's doing really good there. And the other new coral in this aquarium is the peach head hammer or something like that. It's a hammer coral. It's not a classic generic green one. It's got peach colours instead, because I didn't really want to go for another green coral. As we can see, we've got green here, green here, green here. It'll be a bit too consistent if we had another green coral here. This is not a green tank. This is supposed to be a reef tank with lots of different colours. So I thought we can break up a bit with a peachy colour. Like I said when I was doing the water change, I thought it wasn't getting enough light because there's a big ledge over the top, but it looks like it's expanded well. So if it's doing good there, I'll leave it there. If not, I'll move it out a bit to the front here. Okay, and also if you look at the candy cane coral, you can see that it's growing really nicely. You can already see the difference of it growing. I haven't had it in the tank that long, to be honest. It was one of my first corals I put in this aquarium, but you can kind of see now it's splitting into another head, this colony here, and I think around here it's starting to split as well. So there's going to be 4 heads I think on this soon. So that's pretty good. And then just beside it you can see we've got the frog spawn coral, the little grandma there. Focus on him, he's just staring at the camera. But this frog spawn here is doing really good here. I would think, I thought at first that because there's a wave maker right here we'd taking too much flow, but this bottom wave maker is on the lowest power setting right now, so it's just gently, you know, pushing the gorgonian, the mushroom and the frog spawn. So this is more like a low flow, like calm area. So the frog spawn's really getting enough flow, some nice soft flow, just making it nice and big and plump. Right then, so another change in this aquarium is that the zoas used to be over here and now they're here. Now the reason I did that was because when the zoas were here, they were underneath like this big ledge here, and it was too dark for them and they started reaching up, trying to like reach for some more light. So I considered moving them over here. I never really did until they looked really bad, and now I've put them here. I can totally see the difference, and they're way more vibrant now in the light, as you can see, and they're not reaching up anymore. So that's pretty good. The only thing I'm concerned about is that this little colony of zoas here doesn't look like they're doing very good. So I might have to put them back in the shade. If you've got any reasons why you might think that this colony of zoas aren't doing good, please do say in the comments below. But other than that, the little zoa area is doing really well here instead of over here, and you can see now I've moved the acan over here and the acan's doing good there. So we could start to make a little acans garden around here instead of the front and make the zoa garden here. I think it's better, as you can see, fits with the tank really well, and yeah, it's pretty good. And now if we look, you can see the clownfish and the torch coral. Like I said in the last update video, I think the clownfish is ever so slightly getting closer to that torch coral. The clownfish is now touching it now. It looks like it's hosting it, but it's actually behind it right now, but it's touching the tentacles now. So I feel like at some point this clownfish is going to go into the torch, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because it could close up the torch and annoy the torch coral. So we'll see what happens, and whatever happens, we have to work on what we've got. So yeah, so the final coral to talk about is this leather coral at the top here. As you can see, it's doing really good. It's right at the top, so it's getting loads of light. It's doing really good there. The polyps are open, and I'm looking forward to seeing it grow even more into a bigger colony. Now my plans for the future in this spot here is I may be considering going into some few beginner SPS corals just to see how this tank puts up with it, because right now the nutrients are a tad high, but because there's no SPS coral in here and it's just LPS and softies, they are really liking this dirtier water in this way, and you can see they've expanded really well to this type of water. So if I do want to add SPS up here, probably do need to make the water I probably do need to load the nutrients a little bit. I think the nutrients right now is like 0. I think the phosphates right now is 0.25 and the nitrates is about 15, which to be honest isn't really that bad. So the only other thing I really want to talk about is that the amount of coralline which is growing on the rocks. If you look all around, can you see all the purple specks on there? That's all the coralline just growing around all above these rocks there, all the purple specks. There's just so much coralline growing. That kind of shows that the tank's doing healthy, and you can kind of see as well on the black wall we've got some coralline growing there as well. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Coralline's a good sign that we're doing this right. And as you can see as well on the wave makers, it looks like we've got some vibrant species of coralline growing on there. Probably do need to scrape that off though, as we want to keep the wave makers clean so they can push the maximum amount of flow out. I have in the rear chamber, as you can see, it's really dark down here. You can kind of see that there's a bag down there, and that's just a bag of carbon in the return pump area, just because the tank gets quite cloudy sometimes because of this little guy down here. He always chomps on his sand and creates loads of particles in the water. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but you can see like little bits and particles. It's just because of this little guy down here. He just loves to chomp on his sand. He's not going to do it, isn't he, when he's in front of the camera? But he always does it. He digs out all of this area here. I'll always have to replace it with sand. But that's one of the challenges with a sand sifting goby. I do really want to put, you know, some corals on the sand, like maybe some like lobos in the future. But if I know that there's a goby, here chomping on is sand and digging everything up. I don't think that's really a good idea. But I am maybe thinking of maybe adding like a little rock here that we can stick like a Lobo one, because I really do want to get a Lobophilia because they look so cool. Anyway, enough talking about future plans. Thank you for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this short little update video, and if you really did like this video, consider subscribing and liking, because that will be very appreciated and that will help me grow my channel. And other than that, guys, say farewell to this little clownfish here, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember, guys, happy reefing, and I'll see you in the next video.